Hello. Today we're going to open some cars from Greenlight and Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. One from M2, one from Johnny Lightning, and a 2-pack from Auto World, a Target exclusive 2-pack. Well, let's start with that one, because there's no Target here. There was for a while, but yeah, now I have no access to a Target, so these are hard to come by for me. They're the Auto World Premium version. I didn't know this until recently, but Auto World has two different qualities. There's Premium and Deluxe. Oh, these are the Deluxe, sorry. Premium is the ones that they're like mainline releases with rubber tires and these ones, the Deluxe ones, have fast and smooth rolling wheels that are plastic, which is interesting. And these don't have opening parts. The Deluxe ones typically do not have opening parts, whereas the premium ones often do. But I picked this up, the Deluxe Series Release 1 Version B. It's interesting because it means that there's a whole second series of Auto World that I don't really have access to. You know, there are the normal premium releases that come out in A and B, and it's 6 cars. And then there are, like, this is release 1 of the Target exclusive 2-packs, but release 1 has an A and a B version. This is version B. And there's 3 2-packs, so that's 6 cars as well. And I think they have the same number of releases in the year, so there's 6 cars. And then there's, this is the premium. And then, so there's Pony Power, Modern Muscle, and Corvette Classics. I do have the Pony Power, but I'm not, I haven't opened it on camera yet. And then the Corvette Classics. I thought this was interesting because it was sort of a then and now, like Hot Wheels does, except, of course, not exactly now. 2011 is modern, but it is not, it's still more than a decade ago. And then the 67 Chevy Corvette. But it's still a contrast, and I thought it would be fun. There's some deluxe facts like they do with the premium ones. I don't know if the quality of the facts are different, but let's get into this. There's some benefits, I think. There's some benefits, I think, to not having opening parts on these releases. They're very light. They get a plastic base. So let's look at the classic car first. Oh yeah, it's very light in the hand. Plastic tires. Actually, before I went in, I should have checked if it rolled, but the wheels are nice. The tires don't seem to spin super well, but we'll test how it rolls. Oh, the back window's nice. Rounded. The badging is cool. And then we've got down here the little Corvette. The lights are great. License plate. The whole back end is great. I mean, the bottom's not a lot of anything. This part of the front end is nice. This part's a little, I mean, lights down is my preference. If it's a car with those raising lights, on a diecast, I mean, lights down. Obviously, you want them up if you're driving. The badging doesn't seem quite centered, or the triangle's not centered, but I think it's more likely the badging. The inside, it's like a sparkly gold, which is cool. Yeah. This really feels like this really feels like a Hot Wheel. It's a little more detailed. Oh, that's a word. Thought it was dirt. No, maybe it's dirt. What is it? Is it a word or dirt? It's dirt. Yeah. Or scratch on the paint. Yeah, I mean, it's a little more detailed, I guess, than a Hot Wheel. I mean, it's got details on all sides. It's got badging. The window's not one piece, which gives it a different look. It's got what I assume are not just standard tires, but like the tires for this car. Not tires, wheels. Yeah, it's a little more detailed than a Hot Wheels. Not a ton, and it certainly doesn't take what feels like a $1.50 car and turn it into a $10 car. And I think these 2-packs cost like $20. So, I mean, yeah, this Corvette is an attractive car, but for $10 you can get a Hot Wheels Premium that's going to be nicer than this. I mean, for the same $10 you can get an Auto World Premium that's going to be nicer than this. Much nicer. This just doesn't have any... I don't know. Like, nothing about it stands out to me. And it feels so slight. Maybe we'll have better luck with the... the modern one. Well, also feels like a Hot Wheel in the hand. Carbon. Just blacked out window. Does have an interior though. Again, you know, it looks nice. I mean, one thing that's a step up from Hot Wheel, obviously, is that it's got the details on all sides painted. This one rolls. This one rolls a lot better. And I don't necessarily miss the rubber wheels from the Auto World Premiums. It's just... there's something insubstantial about these. Maybe it's just this Corvette set. you know, maybe maybe it'd be the pony power one will be better. I mean, I've already got it, so. But it just, yeah, they feel like Hot Wheels. And that's not a bad thing. You know, Hot Wheels are great. And there's no quality control issues with them that I can see. Maybe later when I'm watching and editing in HD, I'll be like, there's like a huge gap in the window that I missed, but that has happened a couple times. There's just absolutely nothing interesting about this to me. So for the trouble that they were to get a hold of from someone who doesn't have access to just head into a Target, I really don't think that they were worth the trouble. But, and I say that as a big Auto World fan. Actually, let's open the Hot Wheels next. I forgot because I couldn't see them back there, but I've got a couple Hot Wheels here. The one I'm most excited about is this 82 Nissan Skyline. I opened one a while ago that was really frustrating because I think that it's got a cool design, including these lensed headlights, you know, connected to the window. But it's also got this like middle piece that's connected to the interior and does the front and the back bumper. Like this middle part with the license plate is separate from this spoiler part below it. They're both black in this case. But in the car I had before, it was gray and the interior was gray and it was so ugly. And I was just like, it's cool that you can do that, have the interior and the bumper be the same color, because then you can do different color bumper, or more likely, because, you know, there's only so many different bumper colors that don't look ridiculous, you could do a different color spoiler. In any case, I mean, those wheels spin much, much better. With the red and the black and the gold, and also these weird silver trim lines that at first I thought were part of the window. We'll ignore them for a second, but the red and the black and the gold together are gorgeous. I think that's great. That's a really cool look. Yeah, the front end is not super detailed. It does have the lights, which is good. The back end they did, which I love. And yeah, they just used the red of the underlying paint for the lights, but they outlined them. Yeah, so they did the sides and the back. And I think it looks good. I think that this is I already threw the card over, but this is an older one. I went and got a hold of an older one, and I think this might be the first or the second release, like or at least from the first year of its release. And it's it's a Hot Wheels. It's gonna roll nicely. Yeah, so this also feels like a Hot Wheels, but I don't know, it impresses like a Hot Wheels too. Where's this? Yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't. I mean, it's got things that the Hot Wheels doesn't, a little bit of detail on the bottom, and obviously wheels that are not just, you know, gold regular 5 spoke or 5 triangle or 5 dot. I don't know. They've got different names for them. But I like this better. And maybe it's because I had higher expectations from the auto world. Because it cost, you know, like 10 times as much. Well, not 10 times as much. Hot Wheels are like $2 now. So we got 2 Shelbys today. There's this one. I am having some trouble opening the Hot Wheels. See if we can put together the name. Nope. Anyway, it's a Cobra in the Hot Wheels Racing Blue, which I think is kind of a fun color scheme. I have a 5-pack that's all cars in this Hot Wheels livery, and yeah, I think they do a fun version of the Cobra. It's not super realistic, but it is, I don't know, it's kind of chunky and yeah, I think it's a fun version of the Cobra. I mean, it's a toy. It's a toy version of the Cobra, and I do feel some affection for it. I think it's cool. Doesn't have front or back paint. The grille does some of the heavy lifting, and the top comes right down, so that does some of the heavy lifting for the front. But I mean, you do feel the absence of paint on these headlights. A little less so in the back, but still, it would be. I sometimes wish that they would just make the step up and do at least 4 passes. So you'd get the sides and maybe the top. I think with this livery, you need the top. But then one of the sets of lights, you know? Because oftentimes Hot Wheels castings are designed so that you only need one of the sets. Like they have, like the Skyline, they have the built-in lights, so it only needed the back pass, and it comes across very satisfying. And I think this one, if it had the front and the top and the sides, and it didn't have the back, I mean, when you look at the back, you're seeing colors, or not colors, but paint and stuff. You're not really feeling the absence here. It would be nice to have it, but I understand that, cost cutting and such. Okay, now let's do the Johnny Lightning, because I'm excited about this one. I'm not sure what this rapid transit thing is, but I know this is from the Class of 71 set, of which I have a couple more. Limited edition, one of 6218. Authentic factory colors. This one is violet. And it's the 1971 Plymouth GTX. And I just thought it looked so cool with the purple wheels and the silver hubcaps. Or the silver... Yeah. And Johnny Lightnings are always metal body, metal base. And so they feel very, very substantial. On the back, it's just tells you the other cars in the set. Not particularly interested in any of them, except, well, I picked up the Javelin AMX, and I'd like to get a hold of the Buick GSX, but I mean, these are 2021, so maybe they're not going to be that hard to get a hold of. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'd really like to get this car, but it's from like 2018, and that's a bit further back. Wind up buying it on eBay for some ridiculous amount. Okay, let's take a look at this because it feels really good in the hand. It's substantial. It's got a 440 in it. These wheels. The tires are nice. The wheels are cool with the matching violet paint. Is that just a reflection, or is it actually off the wheel a bit? The roll is smooth, which is nice. Okay. These door handles are just a little square of paint, just kind of half-assed. GTX. The front's cool. I really like the silhouette on this thing. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous looking, and the spoiler's quite nice. Yeah, the back looks okay. It's cool. Does it also say GTX? The GTX logo is kind of ugly, but I mean, if that was the logo, that was the logo. Plymouth. So far, the wheels are the thing I like the best. Oh, the top is a very different gloss than the paint. The paint is nice. It says that it's a real factory paint, which is surprising to me, on account of how sparkly it is. Oh, I don't want to break this off. This feels kind of delicate. This feels very delicate, actually. Okay, so there's an engine in there. It's all orange, but it's a couple separate pieces. The lines are nice, but I think that's because, or sorry, that's the reason that it's very difficult to open and keep open. It's fun that they've printed the 446. That's really hard to see. Yeah, it's a 6. Inside, I got the back seats. I got the steering wheel. It almost looks like the window's kind of rolled up, but that's just the interior, not quite fitting against the metal. Bottom's not super detailed. Tires have treads, which is nice, and it rolls, which is nice. I mean, it's just a really attractive car to me. The features aren't that important. There's no, look, see, this is something that I would have noticed later, is that this window's not exactly fit properly. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I've seen it a couple of times now, and I mean, once you've seen it to the naked eye, you can see it, but yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, actually. Oh, this one's worse. This one looks like it like melted. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Rolls nicely. Looks amazing, except for these windows. Well, and the front grille doesn't look great. But, Auto World and Johnny Lightning, both with the letdowns today. Okay, well let's go with I don't want to say a sure thing. I don't want to jinx it. Let's go with Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. We've got a Subaru Legacy in blue. I don't know a lot about this car. And by a lot, I mean I don't know anything about this car. But it looked cool. So okay. This is slightly different packaging than I'm used to from Tomica Limited. Oh. Okay, well, it's got shocks, which is cool. Oh my goodness, it rolls well too. It rolls really well. Good Lord, that's a jumble of things on the side there. Cam, 4 cam, something valve, maybe some braille, all-wheel drive. The wheels are very simple, but I like them. Not a particularly detailed bottom. Subaru Legacy RS. Oh, the back's nice. I do like the back. I like this little spoiler. The windows are clear as day. Right-hand drive with some basic but nice details inside. The door handles on this side are not particularly detailed, but this one appears to be more detailed. I guess just because it's got the lock on it. The lights are okay. They're not spectacular. Oh, they look much nicer in real life, actually. Sorry, I'm looking around. How do I display that? There we go. They've got like a silver detail inside and then the glass. So when you're looking at them dead on, it's a little hard to see, but if you look at them from an angle like this, you can see that they're more detailed. They've got some depth to them. They're quite nice, actually. And the Subaru badge in the grille. Again, it's got suspension front and rear, And I mean, it rolls better than, I mean, it definitely rolls better than the Johnny Lightning, but it rolls smoother than the, so much smoother than the Hot Wheels even. I can never tell. I think maybe this is just, I don't know. Well, it's partially reflective. The side view mirror, because you can see the blue, but it's not crisp. It doesn't look crisp. So I think it's like just a kind of silverish paint or silverish piece. This is nice. This is a nice car. This is a cool daily driver kind of car. The Subaru blue and gold. Classic color combination. Man, I could roll that all day. Okay. Tomica Limited Vintage. Didn't want to say sure thing in case I jinxed it, but always a sure thing. All right. I was very happy with that. Okay, Greenlight. I don't know what order to do this in, because both Greenlight and M2 have really, really frustrated me with quality control issues. And I can already see on this M2 Ford Econoline, like, look at those white wall tires. I'm going to have to flip those because they look like a 3-year-old drew them. So, another Shelby. This time it's the Shelby GT-350. And it says Mike Gray on the side from Reynolds Ford, Quaker State Motor Oil. I thought Quaker State was a insurance company, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. Central New York Ford Dealers. There's a bit of roughness to the roll, but the wheels actually look really nice. They're like, I can't tell if they're actually 2-part wheels or not, or if they're just painted chrome on the outside and black on the inside. Either way, there's some extra effort went into that for sure. The Mustang badging is nice. They painted the lights even though it's on a white car. That's nice. It's a little frustrating when they just leave them the same color as the paint. BSP 703. I don't know what that means. The back end looks nice too. The windows are clear. I think it's got seats in it. It's very dark. Oh yeah, and there's a wheel. Okay. The windshield fits. The back window actually fits. This one looks like there's a little bit of wiggle room, but I've been in cars where there's more wiggle room than that in those little tiny corner windows. So let's see how she rolls. I mean, it rolls, but it's got like some tension, or not tension, but friction. Slows it down really quick. does have a slightly more detailed bottom than any of the others. And it's got a nice engine. This is actually a really nice release from Greenlight. I love this car, the 350, the Shelby GT-350. And yeah, this is a great... Give me 1 second here. Let me just... So, this is another Greenlight casting of the same one from the Panamericana. And this one, you can see, does the thing where it doesn't paint the lights, and it comes off looking kind of bad. And it's got these lights in the grille, but no Mustang badging. I mean, it's obviously, it's still quite a nice car. Actually, this is a slightly different casting. Yeah, it is. They're both GT350s though, right? 65 GT3, yeah, they're both 65 GT350s. But you can see this one's got like a raised bit here where it just continues to be indented there, and then you have a window and a grille. They both have a really nice back window where you can see the trunk. They both have the great lines. They look better on this one. I actually prefer this off-white to the white. Although I would not have guessed that would be the case. Yeah, the wheel treatment's slightly different too. This one's got the chrome rims and the black 5 spokes, and this one does too, but it's just the very edge of the rim that's chromed. This one rolls a lot better, the Panamericana one. Yeah. Slightly different casting, that's surprising. I didn't think Greenlight did that many variations on their castings. I know they did a lot of castings, but I didn't think they did that many variations. Interesting. I like the Panamericana one. I was really happy with it, but this one is it's just cooler. The line is this sparkly paint, and the off-white is great. The Mike Gray Reynolds Ford livery is, I like everything about this. I think it's just done, every touch is right, which is, I hate to say, rare for a Greenlight, but when they do get something right, it's really satisfying. And they definitely got this right. It's better than the Panamericana one, and I'm glad to have it. Greenlight, I take back some of the things I said about you. Let's do the M2 and then end with a Greenlight. Okay, so this is the M2. Honestly, I don't know much about M2s. I always have quality control issues with them. Generally the wheels. I made a video when I was very sick that I wound up not using, in which I opened a really, really nice M2 from the Pink series. And the wheels were trash, but I just flipped them over. I had to take the car apart to flip them over, but I did that, and I ended up being very, very happy with it. I would show you, but I'm not sure where it is. I'm not sure exactly where it is. Yeah. Another day. Maybe I'll do a showcase one of my favorite castings one of these days. So, 64 Ford Econoline truck. I thought I would get a couple. M2 is one of the actual, one of the few, die-cast non-Hot Wheels or Matchbox things that, oh, this is nice. I think the Econoline ads in the back there. All the way new. Let's get different versions of it. It's cool. Not a lot on the box. Yeah, they actually sell M2s at the Walmart, so they sell M2s in Greenlight. That's all I've ever seen. Okay, let's take it off its base before we look at it. And both of them, I always come across like there's like 2 left hanging on the shelves. Like a couple M2 weird Coca-Cola things or something, and 1 or 2 green lights. So they go pretty quick. Okay. I thought this had a really cool look to it, though. Ford, that's nice. It's got these fake wooden sides on it. The spare tire is the same tire, which is cool, and also rubber, so they just took one of the tires and put it there. The front end is really cool. Is there space behind the seats? Yeah, like a little bit of storage space. There's windows back there. The door handles are done really well. Ford, One American Road, Dearborn, Michigan. The bed's nicely detailed. I mean, everything about this seems good so far. I mean, except for these tires. So let's rip them and ruin our. There we go. Okay. This rolls pretty good, actually. Not as well as the Tomica, but better than anything else. Yeah, so I often have quality issues with M2, like I've said. I haven't had very many of them. And it's frustrating because they do some neat castings, and I've had some really good M2s, so I don't want to just give up on them yet. Which is, although it's, you know, it's frustrating and tempting to just give up on them after you get a few in a row that are just garbage. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a bumpiness to the roll. Maybe because I'm not putting these tires back on cleanly. Anyway, I'm not going to do all four right now, but what am I missing? Did I put that on too far? Yeah, I did. Okay. This is a nice little, you know, classic truck. It's pretty. It's got this like quaintness to it that I enjoy. Yeah, I mean, it's very funny to me that these are so close together in time. Right? Like this came out the next year. They feel like they're of very different times, but I mean, they have very different purposes. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to vote yes on this M2 because I think it's really attractive, and the wheel problem is solved by making it not white wall tires. I mean, that's giving M2 a bit too much credit, I think, because white wall tires are nice, and it would be nice to actually have the car the way, or the truck the way that it was, without having to, you know, bastardize it to fix their like just complete lack of quality control. Like it's not hard. Like you don't have to draw the circles yourself by hand. You can get a computer to do it for you. You bunch of doofuses. Pardon my French. I just you know, I get upset and I cuss. I apologize. Okay, so one more. Greenlight. Chevy K20 Scottsdale. This is the Lisbon, Maryland Fire Department, Volunteer Fire Department, from their Fire and Rescue series, Series 2. Tells you what other ones there are. Is there anything surprising there? Oh, there's a Ford Econoline. That's funny. Ford Crown Victoria Interceptor. I mean, I guess that's a little bit surprising, but it's like probably a fire chief car or something. Okay. So this one seemed interesting. Well, for a number of reasons. It's raised. Fourth District, Howard County. Lisbon Volunteer Fire Department. But this like intricate hose work and fire apparatus, water apparatus in the back seemed cool, and seems to be done pretty well. Yeah. I can't really tell what it's made of. Anyway, let's look at the car. Chevy Handle's okay. Lights are cool. Bumper's on straight. The wheels are good. I like this. I think this is charming. Do we have an opening hood? No, I don't think so. Though it really looks like it. No, I'm not going to try and force it either. I love this. This grill's great. I really like it. Windows clean. The lights on the top are well done. I think quality-wise, there's nothing to complain about here. Now, what do we think of the car itself? I mean, I guess I don't really know what's going on with it. Like, is that a tank of water? Or is this a apparatus for, like, accessing a fire hydrant and then... I don't know. I like the way it looks raised with the small wheels. Again, I find this charming. The yellow is good. Oh, it rolls nice. Oh, it rolls really nicely, actually. Yeah. I actually think that I would really like this truck if it didn't have this fire stuff in the back, even though that's what drew me to the truck. I just think this Chevy square body raised up in this yellow with the volunteer fire livery and this light bar would be cool. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, it doesn't ruin it, I guess. That's damning with faint praise, isn't it? Okay, so. I like that. That's okay. And I like that. I love this. I love this. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult, isn't it? Okay. Well, these were both disappointing to me. This was cool, but I guess these two. This one had a lot of problems, but is a very cool, got a very cool silhouette. Yeah, this has got a very cool silhouette. So the Tomica is, I mean, it's flawless. It's perfect. And you know what? This is flawless as well. And to be honest, this is flawless. I like everything about it. But this one is flawless, and I actually kind of love it. It's a cooler car, and it's got like this, like, you know, down home touch to it, and yeah, I just find it charming. So I think if I'm gonna rate them, it's gonna look like this, and then back here there's gonna be these two, and then yeah, I mean, it's silly to rate them, but I do it anyway. So these are a close first and second, but this one I really love. These two are very cool. These two are cool. I'm going to do them back to back like this. And then these ones are all... I don't hate them. I don't hate them. They just... I think I came to these two with too high expectations, and this one is exactly what I thought, but it just suffers from not having the headlights, and yeah, just not being something you can like sink your affection into. Like, it's a Shelby Cobra, but it's not like it's 90% Hot Wheel, 10% Shelby Cobra, you know? A nice, like a treatment of the Shelby Cobra like this would be, you know, would win my heart way easier. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video.